Today I want to share with you how I safely preserve my garlic harvest and the tools I use to make it a little bit easier, and an excellent publication from the University of California that goes into the do's and don'ts of safely preserving garlic. Now, that article and those product links are all in the description below this video. So I planted my garlic last week. I just planted cloves from my July harvest, so I didn't have to buy any garlic to plant. You know, I really love that you can plant it in the fall and don't worry about it until I'm harvesting it in July of next year. It really doesn't take much effort. Hey resilient citizens, this is another food preservation video, and I have many others on my channel if you are interested. So please, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all future videos. And thumbs up if you like this video. It really does help. You may or may not know that there are two varieties of garlic: hard neck garlic and soft neck garlic. Hard neck can store for up to 6 months if in the right conditions, and soft neck for up to 9 months if in the right condition. And what you buy in the store is usually garlic that is soft neck garlic. If you keep your garlic at 68 degrees room temperature, it's only going to keep for 1 to 2 months. It's best being stored in a mesh bag in a dark place that's closer to 32 degrees. But most of us don't have that available. And you might think, well, then I'll throw it in my refrigerator. But that's not a good idea either. It will start sprouting. So use it while you can, and then preserve it. One more thing. Did you know that 90% of the garlic sold in the United States is from California? And over 50% is from Gilroy, California, which is the home of Christopher Ranch, which you see a lot of his products for garlic, like this. And they produce over 50% of the garlic sold in the United States. So what would happen if they had a drought or some fungus that affected the crop? We would not be able to buy garlic probably. So that is why I recommend that you always grow your own. It's a really, really easy crop to grow, and it doesn't take effort, but it will mean that you're never going to be without that great garlic taste that I use so often in my recipes. Now, I grow the hard neck garlic. I let it cure for 4 to 6 weeks or longer, and then I use some fresh, but I also start to preserve the garlic. Now, remember I told you about that article? Read it, because it gives you all the do's and don'ts for preserving garlic, and you want to do it safely. I print it out and keep it in my food preservation binder, so I always have it to refer to. Now, I'm a canner. I love to can, but I do not can garlic. You can't can it in a water bath canner because it is not acidic, and if you try that, you could get botulism. And if you canned it in a pressure canner, it would take away most of the taste because the temperature and the amount of time you would have to can it. And nobody is for sure what is the correct amount of time. So I do not advise canning garlic. Instead, I'm going to preserve my garlic 2 ways. I'm going to dehydrate some, so I could use it in a recipe or make garlic powder, and I'm going to freeze garlic. Let me show you. For both methods, first you have to remove the individual cloves, but then's the part that I really hate, and that is when you have to remove the skins from the cloves. This is what I've done so far, and there's really just no quick way to do it. No matter what method you use, I've tried them all. I do find it is helpful if you cut off both ends before you try something. So here's a little garlic roller. It does one at a time. Let's go back and forth. Let's see. Not too bad. But that doesn't always work either. And I've tried the 2 metal bowls, you know, the Martha Stewart method, the putting multiple ones of these. I'll just do 2 right now to show you. Okay, so just putting them in this glass jar. And usually I'd put maybe 5 or 6 in. And then just shake. Beat the heck out of them, basically. And let's see. Did that work? Not really. Still got a lot of peeling here. See? Gets under your fingernails. And it's not fun to do. There we go. Now we got that one clean. See how this one fared. Okay, this one is going to have kind of a peel back, which is nice. But then it's got the thinner part here. Okay, then I think it's another part here. And there we go. As you can see, it's not fast no matter what method you use. And your fingers, it gets under your nails. And believe me, you'll keep all the vampires in the neighborhood away. I have not found any method out there that works 100%. Most of them, to me, they only work 25 to 33%. You know, I've done the Martha Stewart kind with the 2 metal bowls, right, back and forth. I've done the one shaking in a jar. I've done the rolling method, the slam it with a knife method, but then you're kind of bruising your garlic. Anyway, it may also depend on what type of garlic you are growing, and maybe some is easier to remove the skin than others. But for me, this is the part I hate the most. And your next step is to thinly slice or mince your garlic, and you could use your food processor. But I have found that there's a lot of juice then in the bottom, and I just don't think it's best for me. But it might work for you. Instead, I really recommend this little tool. It's by Kitchen International, and it's a garlic peeler little processor. Let me show you. And then this is more of a grater blade here. So you just put the, like that, and then just, there we go. And we'll do another one. And let's do one more. Now, this little thing is nice for if you want to mince fresh garlic, but it also helps in this dehydrating. You just take off this side part. There you have a bunch of it right there. We're going to put it here. The rest is in here. So you can see, it can do it pretty quickly. So this little garlic tool did all of that. And it was really quick. Okay, we've got our garlic shreds, and now it's time to either dehydrate or to freeze it. Now when dehydrating, you know, it will fall through most of the mesh in your dehydrator shelves. So you want to use, you could use parchment paper, but you could use like one of these sheets in your dehydrator. These are very inexpensive, but I find they're really, really hard. A lot of stuff sticks to them, and they're just not as good. These Paraflex sheets are excellent. They're very expensive, but they'll last forever. And it is really, really easy to remove items from the sheet and to clean them thoroughly. So I love these. Now we're just going to take some of this garlic. Spread it out. We get a little more. Let's probably make 2 sheets.
You always want to leave space in between what you're dehydrating, so the air will get on all sides. It goes a lot faster that way.
Now, my Excalibur dehydrator manual says to dehydrate garlic at 105 degrees. Other places on the internet, you'll see 130 degrees. So just use whatever your dehydrator says. And you're going to say, well, how long does it take? I don't know. It depends on how thin you cut your garlic, what the moisture in the air is. Is it raining? What type of dehydrator you have. There's so many things out there. You just are going to want to dehydrate it until it gets crispy and you can easily crack it in two. Now, if you're interested in making your own garlic powder, I have a video for that. I'll leave a link in the corner and a link below this video. I know some people like to preserve their garlic in oil because they want to have a great tasting garlic oil, but you really have to be careful how you do that, because that creates the just perfect environment for botulism. And there have been 4 outbreaks in recent times with botulism for people preserving their garlic in oil. And if you are going to do that, you put it in your oil, you want to put it right in the refrigerator and use it within 4 days to be safe. And you might question, what do you mean? You know, I can buy garlic like this, it's in oil, why can't I do it at home? But they have very strict protocols how they acidify using either citric or phosphoric acid to get the acid content up to the right so that they can do that. And of course, they have machinery that we don't have at home to vacuum pack and keep it safe. Now, you can store garlic in vinegar or in wine in your refrigerator for up to 4 months. But to me, that kind of changes the taste, right? So let me show you what I do. So I like to freeze my little garlic shreds in virgin olive oil. I use 2 parts olive oil to 1 part garlic. And then I mix it really well with my immersion blender, and then put it in a jar and vacuum pack it. Make sure you put the date on top too.
Now we're just going to store it in our freezer until we need to use it.
The neat thing about this is I can open that jar and spoon out some. It's very pliable, and I love using this in a lot of recipes when I'm frying up something. Yep, you got the garlic tasting oil, but you also got garlic. So it is a great way to preserve and freeze your garlic. Well, that's it. I just wanted to show you how I preserve garlic, and I'd love to hear how you do. Please comment down below. And if you found any fail-safe method that easily removes the skins from the clove, I would love to hear it. So comment below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always share the knowledge.